What's happening? Welcome into, as you have possibly heard by now, the final edition of the Hoffman Show on the Team 980. We're live one last time for me on iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and the Odyssey app. You can watch us live on YouTube at the Team 980. If you haven't heard yet, surprise! Today's the last show for me, and it's the last show, thankfully for me, for good reasons. I have another opportunity that I am pursuing, and in the interest of not burying the lead, I can tell you that I am leaving this incredible opportunity that was, in so many ways, the job that I've been dreaming of since I was a kid, for one that I didn't think was possible. I'm going to be joining the Wizards and the Mystics in a newly created position in the front office starting next week. I will be the Senior Director of Basketball Identity and Integration for Monumental Basketball. As any of you who have listened to the show know, I am very happy with what the Wizards are doing. Even before I had the show, going back to 2018 and 2019, as John Wall's injuries started to mount, I've been saying the team would be best served with a reboot. When they embarked on that reboot in 2023, I distinctly remember walking away from my first interactions with Michael Winger and Will Dawkins thinking, these guys are about the right stuff. We'll see what they do, but I'm pretty sure the process is going to be really good. And in the NBA, that's all you can do. Try and do the right things, hope that you get some luck, and ultimately compete for championships over an extended window. And so if you've been listening to me talk about that team on this show, you know that what the Wizards are embarking on is a project that I've genuinely believed in from the outside as an analyst and commentator, and it's something that speaks, frankly, to what I love about sports. Are you really willing to go there? Are you really willing to do what it takes to compete at the highest levels? That involves doing things that are hard. You can shortcut to the middle very easily in pro sports, in any league. Claim you're close. Hold on for dear life to your job without ever really pushing your chips in. Going there requires guts. It requires intelligence. It requires a buy-in from ownership to give you the space to do it. And I would have been perfectly happy continuing to watch all of that as an observer to see if this experiment was going to work. But then Michael Winger reached out, and after an initial discussion we were having as him, team president, and me, journalist, he eventually circled back, and he opened the door for me to be a part of it. I just couldn't refuse. I couldn't say no. Journalism itself is really important, though. Having people on the outside, keeping you in check is essential. The term critic doesn't have to be a negative one. It just means taking a trained, professional eye and saying, this is what I think. But ironically, one of the first big segments I ever did on this show was to say that I am a pundit, not a participant. My job over the last 3+ years of this show and 15 years in journalism hasn't been to care about whether what I said is helping a team win games. That simply was not my responsibility. I cared, but I had no stake in the game. Now, as I leave you all as a radio host to become a participant, to become someone who will help shape and tell the story of what we're trying to build with the Wizards and what we're clearly already building with the Mystics, I become that. I become a participant, leaving my punditry behind. As to what I'll actually be doing, you'll actually hear from me a lot. When you're embarking on a project of this size, it's imperative that you bring your fans along for the ride, that you're accountable to the people who invest financially and emotionally in your organization. So that will include plenty of appearances on these very radio stations. It will include plenty of TV work with Monumental Sports Network, as well as other stations around ABC 7, NBC 4, WUSA 9, etc. Podcast appearances. Basically, if someone has a place that they talk Wizards or Mystics, I will be there. An extra special thanks from me has to also go out to Ted and Zach Leonsis. Two men who cared very deeply about their teams, the city, and the region in a way that I truly admire. And I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't take this leap if I didn't believe in them and the front office they have hired to run the teams. One thing that I have seen in getting to know the Monumental Sports ownership and leadership is that they always try to do the right things for the right reasons to benefit the most people. So while, yes, I have been critical of some of these decisions in the past, I fully recognize right decisions with wrong outcomes are part of business. They're a part of sports. And frankly, on my side of it, they're a part of journalism too. Some things work out, some don't. It is with this understanding that I'm joining the Monumental Basketball family, which speaks highly of the culture and the company. And that has created the opportunity for me to come in and help advance our goals. And in case you're wondering, the we's and the R's as someone with a journalism degree, yeah, it's still weird, but I'm going to get used to it because being a part of a team and being a part of a family environment like that is a really cool thing. And being a part of the family here at Odyssey has been a tremendous experience in just about every way I can imagine. And I will talk a lot more later about my gratitude for this silly and not so little anymore radio show and what we've built here at the end of the day today. But I wanted to start off with the news. Don't bury the lead, they taught me in journalism school. And I wanted you to hear all of that and where I was going straight from me. So I am happy to answer any questions you have if you want to call in. But no, I haven't started yet. I don't have any special insights. I haven't done any of the job yet. I've been doing this job, and I will start that job on Monday. But if you want to ask, go ahead. But what I really would love to do over the next hour especially is celebrate. We will do more celebration and more looking back and all the fun last show things that you should do as the show goes. As you could probably imagine, we're going to have a guest. That guest is going to be Clinton Yates. I have no control over that portion of the show. Clinton will call at 5. We'll see what happens. We will do a real thing. Like we've often hinted at the Real Things Hall of Fame. We will do the actual Real Things Hall of Fame. We'll have an enshrinement ceremony later on in the show. And as I said, I will definitely, I want the chance to and have the opportunity to later in the show express gratitude to a bunch of really, really important people. And so we'll do that a little bit later. But mostly over this first hour where we've done more caller segments over the last 3 years than any other, I want to celebrate with you guys. This has been a hell of a ride, and we couldn't have done it without you, the listeners. So let's have some fun. Let's go down memory lane for the rest of the hour. Meaningful memories, silly memories, the ones that make you laugh, the ones that make you cry, the ones that made you want to throw things at the radio because you couldn't believe I said that thing, all of them. 301-230-0980 is the number. 301-230-0980. Let's have some fun. Let's tell some stories. Let's have a hell of a good time one last time here on The Hoffman Show. was like, July, August, whatever. And we're just like, we're getting out of the car where there's no point. Like, we're not moving. We're just going to sit here. And we like sat on the hood, waited 45 minutes for traffic to start moving. And then like at the time I was living in Reston, and then I had to drive an hour back to Reston on a crowded beltway. The beltway's crowded anyway. So the point is not to just complain about traffic. That's the Chris Russell Show, 1 to 4 Eastern here on Team 980. That was a cheap shot, but it was worth it. Love you, Rooster. It's the final edition of the Hoffman Show. Anthony's going to take us on some fun trips down memory lane, going in and out of the segments today. And Rooster is sitting in the other studio, so he did it here. That was to his face. Just know, Chris Russell, anything I ever said on the air about you and your radio show, I knew you could be listening. And I would have said, had you been sitting right there or right here or anywhere else.
He said, notice how he says on the air.
Yeah, duh. I mean, I'm not an idiot. Discretion is the better part of valor. It's an angry rooster running around. You think I'm dumb? Come on. Oh, man. If you're just tuning in late, we announced, I guess, earlier today on social media that today is my last show. I'm taking a new role with Monumental Basketball in the front office as the Senior Director of Basketball Identity and Integration, which is a big fancy title that I'm going to help the front office and use my skill set there. It's a job that's going to probably evolve over time, and thus there's only so much I can really say about it, not because I'm trying to be secretive, but just because there's only so much to say right now. But the one other loose end I wanted to tie up here is probably going to make, if you're not sad already, Anthony, about this, and we should probably tell the story of when I told Anthony this news at some point today. A couple of you have asked on the YouTube chat about Take Command. I will also be leaving Take Command, and we'll do a little bit of a goodbye probably on the episode that'll drop tomorrow, I think. So I will have a chance to say goodbye to that audience specifically as well. But as much as I would love to keep doing it, one, I think it's really important that you guys know, like, the amount of time that I put into that show is part of the reason that so many of you have so many nice things to say about it. And if I am working full-time as a front office NBA person and WNBA person, I would simply not have the time to be like, hey, so sorry, I can't do my job right now. I have to go watch Commanders tape. So it would be logistically impossible. And also, I think highly inappropriate, because if you were to pick someone out of the Commanders front office and they were hosting like a Wizards podcast, you'd probably think that was weird. And I know it's a little different because I've been covering the Commanders for 10 years in various forms, but Take Command will continue on without me. Logan will still do the show, and they're working on whatever the next iteration of the show is. There probably will be news on that sooner rather than later. Again, like, that's not my job, above my pay grade, not my responsibility, but I did want to close that loop because many of you have been asking on social media today and as well in the YouTube chat as we just announced this here. But Take Command is continuing just without me moving forward. Logan and Evan, our producer, who is awesome. Those guys will do a great job, and I can't wait to become a listener of that show. And I did Anthony tell John Keim, I talked with Cakes a little bit this morning, and I was like, I might just have to like group FaceTime you and Logan for old time's sake. Just like, can I, like, every 4 games, can I get 10 minutes of your time and just throw out some stuff and talk ball with you guys? Because I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss that tremendously.
Everybody is, man. Everybody truly is.
Yeah. So same thing. Like, I'm sure that I'm gonna get. I'm gonna be texting you during football games.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So just some things will not change. The public commentary and consumption habits obviously will. As I said, I want to have some fun this hour. This show is about, like, one of the things we try to do is cultivate a community and cultivate a group of people that, like, and I say this as someone who felt a part of one of those growing up. Like, I grew up listening first to Mike and Mike a lot as like a kid before school on ESPN radio. And as I got into college, I did not miss a day of SVP and Russillo, Scott Van Pelt and Ryan Russillo's old radio show. And so, like, having a radio show that is a part of your life is something that I understand from the vantage point of all of you who are listening. And I do not take lightly the fact that I am potentially ruining that for you, and I'm so sorry. But I have thoroughly enjoyed getting to meet so many of you and talk with so many of you on the phones and on social media and all that throughout the years. And so let's have some fun over the next hour. And yes, if you guys want to say nice things, I will sit here and blush and take them. But also, if you have like a favorite memory of the show or something like that, like, let's get into some of those. 301-230-0980 is the phone number. 301-230-0980. Let's go to Tom to get us started. Tom, thanks for calling. One last time to the Hoffman Show. Anthony, what would it be without a technical glitch? Thank you for bringing that up, because apparently my computer is not working over here today. Tom, thanks for calling.
Hey, Craig, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Let me just tell you this, Tom. I don't like keeping secrets, and not that this has been like a secret for a long time, but if I could have told everybody the second I signed to take on the new job, I would have. So I'm happy that this is now out in the universe. I'm great.
Well, good for you, man. Good for you. It's going to be sad to not be getting your Washington football team, I'll just call it that, take anymore. And you just answered the question about the video stuff, too. I really enjoyed over the years watching you and listening to you. You always have had a unique and humorous sometimes take, but always down to the nitty-gritty details. And I can tell you put a lot of time into it, so I get it why you can't keep doing the video thing. But I'm going to miss it, man. I'm sure a lot of other people will too. So congratulations to you. Best of luck. And, yeah, man, just keep rocking it. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate that, Tom.
You did a good job to get that. And you'll keep moving ahead forward. So good for you, man. And it's good to hear that Logan will still be doing the video thing, because we really enjoy watching that.
Yeah, I'd be super pissed at him if he stopped. Like, what's his excuse? Like, come on, guy. I need your football analysis. So, no, Tom, I appreciate that.
He's gonna need a compadre there, and you guys work so well together. So
I will say,
who's gonna take your place?
I don't know, and I'm not being coy. I truly, honestly don't know. What I do know is that Logan will not accept someone who is not good. Like Logan's no nonsense in that way, and I'm sure that whoever it is, it will be different, because like it's a personality-driven business, but it will be good and it will be knowledgeable. And Anthony, if you can hit the button, thank you. Tom, really appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
All right, be good, man. Enjoy.
Thank you. I got really, really lucky in this business, in that, like, I got to work with Chris Cooley my first run through at the team 980, at the time ESPN 980, and I got to work with Logan for basically my entire second stint here. And what that did for me actually in many ways set up my next thing. I have so much to learn getting into a new organization. Like, I have, as a journalist, like, you don't get to be in all the things that I will now be expected to be in, because it'll be my job. But I also think there's like a layer in between that, like, if you're super plugged in, or you get to be with people who used to be in it, and like, especially for Cooley, but even more so for Logan, because he was a fringe roster guy, because he had to squeeze every little bit out. Like, there was an attention to detail that, like, in some ways taught me what it truly took to be in professional sports. And I could thank so many people, and I probably haphazardly will over the course of time. I'll throw a few names. Guys like Sean McVay. I covered Sean for 1 year in 2015 when he was the OC here. And it's not like we had a every single day conversation, right? Like, he and I had a good working relationship. I haven't talked to Sean at this point in a long time. I'm sure if and when we run into each other, it'll be all love. Like, it's just, you know, he's a little busy with his new job, and it's very far away. But seeing a guy like Sean operate and having some really in-depth conversations with him taught me about what it meant to be a professional in professional sports. And I will also say, like, talking to a guy like Will Dawkins, again, this is like conversations I'm having with him as a journalist with no freaking idea that in months or years later we would be working together. Like, I just was always impressed at the level of detail and the things that he thought about that were just different, where you're like, I'm out there yapping about this stuff every day, and I think about this stuff a lot, but I never thought of that. And so getting to work with Logan specifically, because of what it took for him to play in the league as long as he did, made me so much better at this, not just in like that show or Take Command or the football segments I did. It infected the way I think about professional sports in a way that probably put me in a position for someone like Michael Winger to reach out and be like, hey man, what if you came over here? And I'm obviously very excited to take that next step. Let's go to our guy Ford. And Anthony, I figured out the buttons over here. Take that. Ring one up for me on the last show. Ford, what's up, my guy? And Ford, I will also say this. I'm so sorry there will not be a Hoffman Show Fantasy Football League this year.
Hey, Craig, that's fine, man. I think I'll make it. But first and foremost, thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey and taking my calls and include me in your fantasy football league last year, and just helping an older guy retire down in Southwest Florida feel part of the team. And I'm going to miss you, man. I'm going to miss you too, Anthony. And but best of luck, buddy. And it makes my heart happy to see someone like you, still very young, although you make fun of your age, but still very young, to move on to your next chapter, and I wish you nothing but the best, my friend, and we'll miss you.
Ford, I appreciate it. I really do. And if they didn't pair me with Anthony, then I probably wouldn't have to make fun of my age so often.
Hey, I'm not that young.
I know. The funny thing is, I look down the hall and like Strober's down there, and like Clary's normally down there. I don't know where he's at today, but like they actually do have some younger guys. Are you like on the producer scale, Anthony? How old are you?
I'm 29.
No, I know that's not what I asked.
Oh, on the scale.
Like compared to the other
middle
producers.
Of the pack.
You're middle of the pack?
Because Darius is older than me, Mullins is older than me, Jeff is older than me. And then you have Strobe, Clary, Max. Oh, A-Mac is older than me too. So yeah, I'm like in the middle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I just, I'm on the younger side of the host, but I am older than my producer, so,
Yeah.
it happens. I'll also say this about Ford's call. The amount of different states, I got people like, hey, I've loved listening or watching on YouTube from California or Florida or this. Like, I had to edit my little open, Anthony. We're not so little anymore, this little show that we allegedly had going on here.
Hey, look, man, we're trying to go global, man.
Yeah, we're trying, or we did our best. We'll see. I don't know how far we got. I guess we kind of find out today. Ant, is line 3 real?
Yes.
I can't possibly go to anyone else next. Ant's mom is on line 3. Hi, Mom.
No, it's actually your mom.
Oh, you played a trick. I asked you if it was real. You son of a gun. And Mom, that's not. My mother just lied to me on the radio. Hi,
She
Mom.
did. This is my first and I guess my last call ever into the Hoffman Show. Just wishing you good luck in your next career. You've been on the mic for a lot of years and you haven't shut up in 35.
Well, you would know.
And I would know, and can't wait to see what you're going to do next. So proud of you.
Thanks, Mom. Wow. That's my mom, everybody. And now I have to do the awkward thing where I hang up on my mom. Bye, Mom. I love you.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you. Have a great show.
Thanks.
That was good.
Son of a... I thought I was going to cry at the end. We're not even to the second break yet.
I know.
Well, we're at the second break now. We'll get back with more of your calls next. a lyric that's not FCC friendly. Don't get me fired on my third day, Momo.
No, that's for Friday. I'm not singing the girl joke.
I will say this, Momo. Now today would be a good day to call. It's your last chance. Our guy Momo, frequent caller early. Then his work schedule changed, and he called back on a day off. I didn't get fired on my day off. In fact, I didn't get fired at all. Today's my last day. If you are just tuning in, today's the last day of this here radio show. The Hoffman Show on the Team 980, the Odyssey app, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. It's on YouTube, too, at the Team 980. We are taking your calls, 301-230-0980, having some fun trips down memory lane. That was our third day, huh, Anthony?
Third day, man. That's way back yonder.
Way back yonder. By the way, we will do a little bit of sports content today. Our boss told us we had to, so we'll do a little bit of. What I actually want to do is like some season predictions. What's one last chance, or what's not having one last chance to get a bunch of stuff wrong about the NFL?
Hey, I mean, I made a living of it.
Yeah,
you sort of kind of made a living, but not as bad as me.
Well, on the getting wrong stuff part, yeah, you really owned that vertical. I did all right, actually, on both season-long picks, but especially obviously the competition. What if we secretly did competition Wednesday picks every week?
Man, speaking of competition Wednesday, Craig, we owe the show three, cold plunges.
We definitely will. I was just thinking, too, the new place I'm going to work, we got some cold plunges over there at the practice facility. I'll have to. I don't know if bringing old radio bits into the new job is the best first impression. But let me get my feet wet, not in a cold plunge, and perhaps one day we can get the content team over there to have our dumb butts go in a cold plunge.
Hey, look, say no more, man.
So I haven't forgotten about that. Honest truth. What was supposed to happen, what our plan was, there was a chain of cold plunges. I will leave the name out of it. But there is a chain that has opened up a few locations around the DMV that was supposed to open right there. We're on the second floor of a building. On the ground floor, they were supposed to open one. That one didn't open. They canceled that one, and then we were left up a creek without a cold plunge. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
All right, let's take some more calls. 301-230-0980. One of my favorites, Mill. Thanks so much for calling. You are, for one last time, on the Hoffman Show.
I just want to say, first of all, congratulations, Craig.
Thank you.
I know you cover the Wizards a lot, and it couldn't have happened to a better person than you. I mean, you and Anthony has been literally the shining light when I get out of work, because I cut you guys on, and as soon as I'm home, literally I'm cutting on a YouTube channel, and like I said, you guys are like awesome what you guys do and which I have created. And also, I remember I can't remember the day or anything, but I remember one of those takes where I think you had just. It's sometimes when you come back from a break or something like that, maybe you have a misstep or something like that, and like Anthony.
No, that's never happened. This is a perfectly executed show, 100% of the time. We've never made a mistake in our whole lives. I don't know what you're talking about.
But it was so. But regardless of that, Anthony had took over, and he was kind of like you for a second and answering the calls and stuff. Like, hold on, Anthony got the wheel. Like, it was so crazy. But I definitely enjoyed the ride. Like I said, for these. I'll count you into Anthony, like the 30 plus. You can say 20 now, but you might as well say 30 now. But
kicking down the door.
But I definitely enjoy you guys, the content, the rebuttals that you have with us callers, and just and don't get me wrong, I love Russell and Sheehan and all of these guys, but just something about your show that kept me coming back. And like I said, I wish you guys nothing but the best. And yeah, I look forward to catching up with some Wizard stuff too, though. So
absolutely.
And if you do have just one more thing, I would ask for you: do we get back to the NFC Championship? That's my question.
Oh, she's hit me with a hard one on the way out. First of all, Mill, thank you for all of the kind words, for being a loyal listener, for checking in with always great calls and opinions, and I just appreciate it. I also do remember there's been about twice, I think, where I haven't made it back or like I was choking on something and I literally just couldn't speak and Anthony has to take the wheel. And let me tell you, there is no one who hates that more than Anthony Haney than when he had to take the wheel. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you calling in. As for the NFC Championship game, here's what I would say. I think they are a better football team in 2025, assuming that Terry's contract gets done, than they were in 2024. Talking about the Commanders, obviously. Getting back there is going to be a tremendously hard uphill battle, but I think they're built for it. If I'm going to do a prediction, I'll say they get back. Like, that's Captain Easy stance over here. Let's be a homer on the way out. Not going to ruffle any feathers.
Hey.
But I do think genuinely that this team is made of the right stuff. And what I would feel, even obviously both because statistically this is a duh, but also just kind of how I think the everyone over there is wired. If they come up short this year, they'll be back next year. Like, they will figure out what the thing is that didn't go well this year. They will get it right, and they will go on, and they will also just have so much more talent 3 years in than they do 2 years, and obviously they were able to do it last year with the 1 year, which is pretty remarkable. Let's go to Aveen. Aveen, thanks for calling. One last time, my man, you're on the Hoffman Show.
Hey, Craig, just want to say congratulations. Big gain for Monumental. Big loss for us DC sports fans. Just want to say you brought a level of thoughtfulness, nuance, intelligence to sports talk that's rare, and I really appreciated it. And, it's going to feel like a big loss to me because you became, over the past couple of years, the stuff you put out, I can't skip, I can't miss for certain things. And, I'm going to really miss that. So just want to say congratulations. A little bit of a bummer that you're not going to be here, and I won't be able to hear your thoughts on stuff on this Commanders run to the Super Bowl next season, but all the best.
There it is. Aveen, thank you. I really enjoyed our interactions and your calls, and thanks so much, and I really appreciate that. Anthony, I feel like now is a good time to tell the story of when I told you yesterday. Or, not yesterday, Monday. It took every fiber of my being not to tell Anthony earlier than I should have. Like, it's just professionally, like, the deal's not done till it's done. I would have loved to be like, hey, man, just so you know, there's a chance this thing could happen, as it was starting to formulate. And just, it's not the right thing professionally to do. And I wouldn't expect Anthony to have done that if he had another opportunity. If the street was going the other way. And so poor Anthony comes back on Monday off of going to NABJ this past weekend, the National Association of Black Journalists Conference, which is a really great time. I know so many of my friends who have gone over the years, and it's always a really rewarding experience. You get to see people all around the country, and you got to go in Cleveland. You had a great time. You went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which you really enjoyed. And Anthony's just like, well, first of all, I was going to tell you Monday morning, and you had a camp this week, and I was like, I can't ruin his headspace before he's about to go be around a bunch of kids. And so we wait until we get into the office, and you're bobbing. You're like, I can't wait to tell you. But I'm like, yeah, you're going to have to tell me all about it. And we're like going around a corner into another studio, and I just like close the door behind us. And I go, but I'm going to have to ruin your day first. And I told him the news, and I might as well told you your dog died. And then I told you because I told, hey, my last show is going to be Wednesday. And then I told you where I was going, and you kind of turned into the Alonzo Mourning meme, where you're like, well, that's pretty cool. I'm like, happy for you, but this sucks for me. That's the way I interpreted it, was you went from dog died to Alonzo Mourning meme, but you were crestfallen. I felt so bad because I appreciate the connection that we've got so much. And I'm not going to get too deep into that now. I will later, and there's a chance we both cry. So Aveen called in. You and Anthony can start a support group.
Hey, no, I'm not gonna lie. That was definitely some tough news, but like, just like any of my friends, like, it may be one door closing and another opening. I'm grateful for the experience that we've shared these last 3 years and 2 months. We've had a lot of funny times, and like, as the show goes on, like, we're gonna continue to relive some of those moments. I definitely have some in the queue, but these last 3 years, dude, I've learned a lot from you, man. And like, you guys don't know, you guys don't see it, but this dude, Craig, he is a producer's producer. Like, he makes my job a lot easier. He puts so much work into like everything he does. Like this, hey, I'm gonna miss working with you, dude. It's not a lot of people like you, dude. You're cut from a different cloth. Yes, we both wear.
I say, you know the cloth that was cut from. You know the cloth that was cut from.
Yeah, we both wear the Syracuse, university on our back, but you just have a different drive, and you do. And I'm inspired, being able to work by you, and you encourage me to do and try to live up to some of the stuff that you do. Real stuff, man.
I appreciate you, man.
And look, now I take over the show. My name is Anthony Haney III, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be going to break. But after Craig tells you what's trending,
Anthony's not going to be hosting the show in the future. But if he did, he just proved he could do it. He was scared this whole time. You hit the button, man.
Trent Williams was that player for us. Kirk Cousins wasn't. He was an okay quarterback. He was the best quarterback we had in that time frame. Look at all the bums.
He's the best quarterback that you've had in 30 years.
No.
Who's better?
He was probably the most productive. He choked under pressure every time.
You know
what?
Situation. Paulie, we got to wrap this because we're up against the clock. But and we'll continue this another time because it's mid-July. It's mid-July and we got time. But like, in order to be under pressure, you got to be good enough to get into pressure. And most of the quarterbacks that played here for the last 30 years have been good enough to get into pressure. I stand by that. That was a bar from back in the day.
It was indeed, man. Times have changed, though, man. We got a real quarterback here.
The information on the ground has departed from what used to be. It's the final edition, if you haven't heard, of the Hoffman Show here on the Team 980. Clinton Yates is the show's final guest. He'll join us at 5 o'clock. We will take more of your calls throughout the show today. Anthony has something planned at 6. I don't know what it is. We will enshrine the Real Things Hall of Fame and also do a Real Things that Craig and Anthony said into real microphones later in the show. And then I will wrap up with a goodbye at the end. But right now is the time to share memories with you at 301-230-0980. Here on the Hoffman Show. Let's go to Terrell in Baltimore. Terrell, thanks for calling one last time here on the Hoffman Show.
You can't be serious.
I am
was like,
very serious.
Dude, I jump in the truck after work at 4:30, and I drive from Chevrolet to Baltimore. Sometimes it's an hour and a half. That's all you. But today it was like getting that phone call of like, hey, are you sitting down? Oh, man. Like, dude, what am I going to do on this long drive home without competence, without high-level IQ, without that proverbial Aaron Rodgers, hey, everybody relax. Let me give you sound information. What am I going to do? Am I going to go back to music or silence on the road, bro? Like, man.
We have look, my boss is very good at his job. I don't have to even suck up to him because he's my boss until 7 o'clock. My boss is very good at his job. I have faith in him that he will find someone that will do a good and entertaining job and hopefully a smart job and a competent job and all those things that you guys enjoyed about this show to fill this time slot. I really hope so. There's also a wonderful world of podcasts out there, many of them from our Odyssey brothers and sisters. I don't know why I feel like a moral obligation to be a company man. Again, I only work here until 7 o'clock. I will tell you some of my absolute favorites. I think the Athletic Football Show is amazing. My guy Robert Mays does a great job. So if you're looking for a great football podcast, he's awesome. Kime does an amazing job. Some of the other local ones. So I'm sure the good and the bad news for those of us in the media industry, which I am again in until 7 o'clock, is that there is a plethora of options. But Terrell, with that said, I genuinely appreciate you choosing us on your drive every single day. Thank you, and I always enjoyed your calls,
and
man.
We appreciate you, bro, for real.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let's keep it rolling with Abe in D.C., who's been patiently waiting. Abe, thanks for calling. You are on the Hoffman Show.
Hey, man. Well, it's good for you, but sucks for us. Man, I usually don't call in. I just listen because a lot of times when I want to say something crazy, you have already corrected it. So it's like, I don't really have I don't have no more. I don't have the answers. Craig actually does. Like, but to say it in sweetness, man, you actually really make me smarter, like by listening to you in football, basketball, even soccer, hockey, all type of stuff I've never even been caring about. You did that. You brought that avenue to my life, and I just want to say I truly appreciate it. I'm glad you got better endeavors in your life, and I hope you keep going, man. God bless you.
Abe, thank you. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. Let's go to Tim, who's been patiently waiting. Tim, thanks for calling. You're on the Hoffman Show one last time.
Man, Craig, man, appreciate you, bro. You did. Yeah, you got me through a hard time over there in the jail, man. I used to listen to you on the radio. Everybody listen to music. I'm listening to you. You feel me? And then I come home and y'all saying y'all getting off. And I'm going to say, bro, you was my therapist. Other than you and Louis T, man, y'all my therapist, man. Y'all make me think about what I'm feeling like. I don't spaz out. I don't be unruly. I don't be impatient. I'm patient. I'm more patient now. I understand more about the league, the players, and insight, bro. Just don't let them wizards, man, get you out your pocket. Be yourself, man. Stay humble, man. Stay handsome, man. Get your money, man. Man, you stay on, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all.
Tim, Thank you. Damn, that's cool. The stuff you get to do, man, in this job. It's wild.
Hey, look, man, you impact some people, man.
I hope, like, I genuinely mean this. I hope we still do. And I say we, like we, the Wizards and the Mystics, who I will also be working with. Like, these teams matter to people, and they matter a lot. And actually, I was listening to something that Zach Leonsis has said on a podcast at one point, and he said, like, we hold the morale of the region in our hands. And that is a responsibility that I take extraordinarily seriously into this next job that I'm taking with Monumental Sports and with Monumental Basketball. And I hope that we get to that depth, the joy, like all the things that we've experienced with the Commanders and the conversations we've had on the show are the kinds of things that we get to bring to you guys with the Wizards and eventually with some winning as well. Let's go to our guy, Saeed. Saeed, thanks for calling. You are one last time on the Hoffman Show, my guy.
Hey, Craig. How's it going?
Going well, man. Going well.
Good. Well, sadly, the first time I think I called you because I said that you shared a very similar level of sarcasm, and I appreciated that. The even sadder part is that Anthony hasn't picked up on my sarcasm, and when I called saying, "Oh wow, Craig's leaving," thank God, he was like, "Is that like a joke?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a joke, yeah." Like, who would call the radio station, be listening to you on the radio station, and hate your guts that much? Maybe
Saeed,
you have people like that.
Saeed, you would be surprised.
Yeah, but either way,
be surprised.
Those people have a lot of time. Either way, I obviously appreciate your level of sarcasm, and I don't want Anthony to hang up on me. Otherwise, I definitely would have went full roast on this, because sometimes when you are on with Logan, I'm like, can you just let Logan talk? But I do appreciate, your insight. And just the two things that I'll say real quick is that to me is important is that it's like that John Wooden quote where he said, like, worry more about your character and not about your reputation, because your character is who you are. Your reputation is what people think you are. And so many times when you were on the radio, you would cover things in a way you would even speak out about it and say, hey, if you don't want to hear about this, then go to someone else's. But this is a local sport. You would speak out about, like, women's sports to make sure that they had, good coverage and things like that. And I found out to be very admirable. And then the last thing that I'll say is it's kind of like, I don't know whose quote it was, but I know Khabib had mentioned at one point, like after some fight, and he said, you climb that mountain so that you can see others, not so they can see you. And I thought of that about you a lot, because you actually are one of the rare people on the radio who wants to hear other people speak so you can learn about them and their experience. You're not bringing them on so they could hear you speak eloquently about what they do so that they can give you praise and their listeners can give you praise. You genuinely want to know what's in their head, and that's something definitely I would miss. And now that I've said all the nice stuff, I'll return to the sarcasm. To be honest, I'm glad you're going. And I'm happy that you're going to be doing something else. And every once in a while, maybe I'll call Anthony and say I hate 980 and just see if he picks up on it, and we'll go from there. But thank you for everything you did. We'll keep an eye on you locally, and hope
I expect
the best for you.
Saeed, thank you. That was great. I genuinely appreciate that. That's how we're going to wrap this first hour. We'll probably try to get back to you guys. There's enough calls, and you guys are doing a great job of saying nice things, but also telling stories in a way that I'm thoroughly enjoying, and I think is actually also hopefully good radio as we spend one last show together. But there was only one person that could be the final guest on the show. One, because it's the appropriate final guest on the show, and two, because I think he would throw stuff at me if he wasn't. Clinton Yates is next on the Team 980. That music means one thing, even on the final edition of the Hoffman Show on the Team 980 on the Odyssey app, iHeartRadio, and tune in YouTube too at the Team 980. Since it is 5 o'clock and technically like our top story is that this is it. This is the final show. You want the not my beat imager, dude?
Yeah, let's do that. I've come to like that as what you've couched as the reason to throw something up when I'm on the show. So that's fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for today's top story with an expert.
Today's top story from the perspective of someone who's there.
You are looking live.
This just in. Not my beat.
And thus ends my control of this portion of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Clinton Yates.
Well, I would say that I'm not an expert on any particular topic other than Craig Hoffman in this particular case because of how long we go back and, of course, your history in the town. But I just want to say congratulations on a good run, and more largely, I just want to congratulate you, and I'm proud of you for the things that you've done to represent the fans, the journalists, and I would say the interests of this town better than a lot of people who even come here from. You've always taken it seriously. It's always something you've been earnest about without over-spieling just for the sake of kowtowing to people that are from here and believe they know everything. So good job on that. It's been a great run, and looking forward to your next chapter, sir.
Thank you, man. And that was something that I can genuinely say, and I would say this whether you were on the phone or not, is something that I took from you. Like, I genuinely felt, and like, to be honest, bro, especially after you left.
Yeah.
Like, when you moved to L.A., and it was a couple years later that I wound up getting this show particularly, but especially once you left, like, because we were so close, and I thought you had an incredibly important voice in the city, what you did on WTOP, what you wrote about in the Post, and even stuff you were doing when you started ESPN, I felt a responsibility to carry that on of, like, this is local radio, like, your job is to represent the fans. And, like, in a different way, my job will still be to represent fans, I think, and to make sure that, like, we're thinking about that stuff, which every professional sports team should do. And I genuinely believe that Monumental already does, and I'm going to add my voice to that collection in the ways that I come to it with my experience. But I look back on the way I did this, like, I think about the people that shaped it and on what it meant to be a talk radio host in D.C. specifically. That was shaped by you more than anybody else.
Well, I really do appreciate that. And I think for those out there listening who are not just listening to us towel snap each other as real friends, but, you know, when I met Craig came to me. Craig was the radio reporter for the Burgundy and Gold and ended up being a host who got to announce the team being sold at one of the coolest radio parties I've ever seen in the history of the city. So, like, that path alone for young folks out there in the media shows you can do something if you put your nose to the grindstone and actually want it.
I think the other thing that we should do, I don't know if you have any other skits and bits planned, but the other thing I wanted to do with you was I want people to know that you're also the reason the show happened. And I don't know that I've ever fully told this story on the air, but like when I left the beat in 2019 and took what turned into essentially a sabbatical, where I went to work for the Washington Spirit. I was just burnt out. Covering those Washington teams was exhausting and terrible because the teams stunk. Everyone in the building stunk. That soon came out in congressional reports. Well, the team being bad was evident on the scoreboard. But I was burnt out and was just like ready to do something else. And a year later, obviously the pandemic happens. A bunch of stuff happens to where the job with the Spirit didn't go like any of us. You know, it's nobody's fault. Like that didn't work out the way we wanted.
Yeah, the league borderline fell apart in a lot of ways.
I mean,
in that regard.
The whole world fell apart. That was a good time back there in 2020. Yeah. And thank God for the second time in my career, Chris Keinert, my boss, it was there to be like, answer a call and be like, yeah, I've got something for you. And it started part-time, and like I was doing the fitness stuff as well, and I was pretty happy with where I was and doing, you know, leaning into a lot of the fitness stuff, doing some radio on the side, and they were both kind of split. And then when Travis Thomas left the 9 to noon spot, you happened to be in town, and we got together, and you basically were like, you idiot, you should do this. And it wasn't until you said that I was like, no, you're right. Like, this is something that I have been dreaming about since I started in the media, like having a show that was mine. And it took you being like, hey, dummy, it's right here. Not that I 100% going to get it. Like, obviously it worked out. I don't know. But like, I wasn't even going to pursue it until that conversation.
Well, what do they call it? Occam's razor. I mean, the most obvious answer is oftentimes the one that's right in front of you.
Yes.
And I just think that was one of those times when I was glad to be able to be your friend as somebody who also worked in the industry with you. And I told you, you're good at it, which is why you should go back to it. Never mind anything else. And there's no real feeling that can replace, hey, I'm good at this. Hey, this is something I've wanted to do. Even if it doesn't come like in the exact sort of timeline of life that you wanted to be in, the value of having done it when you have skills at it and grow with it, and the friendships and relationships you make. I mean, I was just talking to Anthony before the show, before we popped on the segment, and that's the guy who I call a friend now. I wouldn't really know him, obviously, if it weren't for you. And I just think that for people who don't understand how small this media industry is, it really can be very tight-knit and so sad. When one person leaves, it can affect a lot of different people down the line just because of the way everybody kind of keeps themselves together and keeps themselves up and keeps their heads in the game. So, it's going to be weird to not be able to listen to your show. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? And I am very, very hopeful, though, that what you're doing next is something that not only is fulfilling to you in the same way, but that other people can see what you bring to the table as much as it did with how you hosted this show for so long. So, dude, man, it's been a hell of a run. And for those of you who don't know, I know the girls he dated before he got married. That's how long.
Great. Now I can always count on you listening and my wife listening, and now I'm thrilled about all that.
That is what I was saving.
That's all you got? That's really all? That's it?
No, that's all I was going to say. What else do you want me to say? I'm not going to blow up your spot, man. You've been a good friend to me, and you've helped me out in spaces when I was down in psychological dumps that I didn't know that I was going to be able to get out of. And those of you who don't know that, Craig is my real friend. There's been a lot of times when one thing in life or another has come my way, and he's talked with me or helped me or straight up told me to get my act together, to get out of the doldrums and be the person that I can be. So I will always pay that forward no matter how many jokes I got about the early days.
Let's see. Rachel texted me, went, ha, 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 ha. I know who they are, too.
Perfect reply.
That's A+.
Perfect reply.
No one better than her. There's a reason that she's the one I married, bro.
On the topic. That's funny. I'm glad she's listening.
Of course. All right, last thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah.
Like Anthony, also, like I would like to do, because you were probably the most frequent guest. It was either, like, in terms of frequency and cadence, you were definitely the most frequent. There's a chance because of the sheer number of basketball games that get played that if we did a total tally, Dave Johnson would have you beat. Because Dave came on every game day. And so, weekends notwithstanding, that's probably like 50 times a season I think he did all 3 years, right? So it'd probably be pretty close. Do you have a favorite memory of coming on the show? Because I have many.
I'm trying to think. I remember one where I sang BBL Drizzy.
Yeah.
That was really fun. The thing is, though, Craig, and I don't mean to sound flip about this, but, like, I don't super remember tons of them because, like, we talk. And so, like, the times we talk on the radio are just the times we talk on the radio. The other times we talk are just the times that we talk. So I don't, like, log them in my head as Craig Hoffman Show appearances. It's just, I talked to Gregory today. So what are yours outside of my stupid singing about Canadian rap stars or lack thereof?
That was definitely one of them. You singing Rihanna around the halftime show is definitely one of them. And then I think the other one that's probably like my low key. I mean, we had so many walk-offs, and that is you get the show type of thing that we share from specific things that we like about radio. But there was a time where Clinton joined us from the press box at, I think it was I don't even think it was MLB All-Star. Like, I think it was like college all-star or a minor league showcase or something. But like we were doing a video bit, and you were on in a press box at a baseball stadium somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And I just remember you doing like the goggles on your eyes as I was introing you, and it's explaining like Clinton's in a press box somewhere watching actual baseball as he does this hit.
Oh my
and then
God, I completely forgot about that.
we
Yeah, okay, so
cut
here's what that was. I was in Omaha.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And the best part
I
is
was in Omaha, and listen, so Mike Farron, who does the morning show on MLB Network, and Jake Mintz from Cespedes BBQ, they're the guys I typically sit with during games. And I had these huge binoculars. Like other guys in the press box have these like little guy pocket deals they're trying to square away. I'm out here with the full hunting jobbers. And I'll never forget Farron said, "Are you looking at what the casino players are having on the table in Iowa? Like, why do you need those?" So when I decided I was going to do that hit from that particular side of the press box, I was like, I'm bringing the goggles only. I was like, I'm bringing the binoculars strictly for the bit. They were only hitting batting practice. There was no need for those things at all, but that was a great visual gag. Oh, and also another moment that I was technically involved in that I was not on the show was when Linnell wanted to challenge your boy, and you hit him with the promo walk-off of My Own Voice.
Yeah, that was good.
That was one of the best moments ever.
That was a good one. The thing I was going to say about the binoculars, though, like the thing I like about these moments that we're talking about is they became parts of show lore. Because when we go to commercial break, I don't know if like there's a couple different versions of the slate, if you will, to use the TV term. But one of them is you with the binoculars. And so there's a group of people who have watched this show for 2+ years since that happened, who every single commercial break see your dumbass with binoculars in the press box going like this for 3 minutes until we come back on the show.
Listen. There's a reason why I was once television's Clinton Yates.
Yes.
I understand the visual medium and how to get the gags going. That is A1 bit work right there. So I'm glad it gave more that segment and that day.
Indeed. By the way, for those of you that have called in.
I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
When is it going to feel weird, do you think?
The second I walk into the offices. Like there is like when you've done a lot of reporting over the years, and even when you are like walking with people who are like important people that like clearly you're supposed to be there, right? Like if I wasn't supposed to be here, this person who is escorting me through this part of the building that I'm typically not let into as a reporter, like they would be not escorting me, they would be escorting me out, not in. And I'm going to walk in, right? I'm going to walk in and I'm going to have a badge. And I'm going to be allowed to walk around and go to meetings. And I think that the team at Monumental and Michael and like
back and all of that.
Yeah, like all those guys have done a great job. I'm very much hoping, and I know they put an effort to set me up for success. But it is definitely going to be weird to be like in many of the rooms that you were specifically not allowed in previously. I'm sure I'll adapt, and I'm beyond excited, and like I'm there to be a part of Monumental basketball and help us win basketball games. Like that's my charge.
This is the last thing I'll say for anybody.
But will it be weird? Yeah, it will be weird.
Yeah, no, I get it, but you know what? One of the reasons why Craig and I first got along as friends is because this is something I try to identify in my real life friends a lot. Is this guy a good teammate on any level? And not only you're a good teammate socially and work-wise, but just in terms of kind of who we were as men, you know, as friends. And I think those are skills and talents that you will be able to take much farther than just this radio station where you've already gone, and maybe even the next thing. But whatever you want to do in this life, Gregory, you got it, buddy. Looking forward to the next step.
I appreciate you. We'll talk soon because you're my real-life friend. I love you. Thank you for all the time on the radio.
Love you, bro.
And off the radio.
Soon.
And
Hold
I'll
on,
talk to you soon.
Clinton, before you leave, one last thing.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Clinton Yates, everybody. What do you want around the horn next week? I don't care. Whatever. Anthony, go to break.
All right, Anthony, don't be a stranger. You got my number. I'll talk to y'all later.
I got you.
Clinton Yates, everybody. Anthony, go to break.
Hey.
I got that
Je
one.
parle anglais.
Did you just call me ugly?
No, I said I speak English.
Oh, okay.
Elle, my
Good
wife.
gracious,
Yeah.
Craig. Tell me how you really feel.
As long as I can do it in English.
Okay.
Final edition of the Hoffman Show here on the Team 980. Yes, no, that wasn't a verbal typo. That's real. For those of you just tuning in, you missed the news on social media. You missed the start of the show. I am leaving. This is it today. Sorry that we couldn't tell you sooner. Ink dried on the contract. We made the plans, and here we are. I'm leaving for a new role with Monumental Basketball in the front office for the Wizards, and I will also be working with the Mystics. You will definitely be seeing me, Monumental Sports Network, as well as many other places, including right here. I probably won't. That would be weird, Anthony, if I came back and was like, "Yeah, I'll do a sit down in studio hit talking about what we're doing, but only if I can sit in the same chair I used to sit in." No, I'm probably going to sit over there.
That would be crazy.
Just to make a demand.
The demands are the demands.
Walk in like I own the place. I don't. I only work here for another hour and 40 minutes. That part is weird. That part is very weird. Definitely walking in today being like, oh, I'm not going to work here anymore. Because I've worked here. So 2015, and by the way, we can take some more calls. We obviously wanted to have Clinton on, and that wound up, honestly, that was far more sentimental and real than I thought it was going to be. I thought he was just going to give me lip for some amount of time. But that was great. I'm glad that we did that, and that you guys who have heard us talk on the radio every week, basically that the show has existed, that you see the one, that he is responsible for the show happening in a genuine way, and also the ways in which he shaped the show just by being my friend. And so I'm glad that we got to share that with you guys on the way out here. But I got to this is actually crazy, Anthony. I don't know if I told you this before the show, but I like, it hit me as I was looking at some stuff, and I told CK in the hallway. But I have almost been in DC 10 years to the day. Like, to the day. I believe I moved here and started on like August 15th, 2015. It is August 13th, 2025. And so I was at the ESPN 980 from that point until a week after the Washington lost to Green Bay in the playoffs. And then I was in the wilderness for 6 months, which was, it turns out, a very important 6 months in my life. I was running out of money, to be blunt. And it launched the other thing that has filled my cup for the last 10 years, or 9 years, which is the fitness stuff that I do, the being a personal trainer and a performance coach, and eventually getting into group fitness coaching, and the connections I've made with people in that world. Also, like, made me a better person, made me a happier person, provided my life fulfillment and joy in a way that doing this couldn't. And so, like, the balance was great to get different things going in my life. And then I started back up part-time with The Fan, and then full-time with The Fan as the beat reporter, and then I left, and then I came back, and it's just, like, I've been here a long time is kind of the point. And it's going to be weird to not be here, but I have made so many great friendships and professional relationships along the way, and I'm very happy that I'm, staying in town, because DC is home. Like, this is... I've been here longer than I've been anywhere else outside of the town I grew up in. And in the next 5 years, I would actually pass that. I moved to Greenville, South Carolina. I didn't move. My family moved. I was a 4-year-old. I got brought along. Wasn't a conscious decision maker in that. But when I was 4, graduated high school when I was 18, went to college in Tennessee for 2 years, New York for 2 years at Syracuse, was in Dallas for 2.5 years, lived in Lawrence, Kansas for a brief spell before that. And then I moved from Dallas to here in 2015 and met my wife here, and I've had this career, and it's just like, this is home. And to be able to hopefully embark on this new project that is going to help bring joy to the city, if we do it right, is a thrilling thing that I'm very excited to do. So again, the news, if you're just joining us, is that I am leaving. Today is the last show. Monumental Basketball is where I am headed. 301-230-0980. We can take a couple calls, and then we're going to do our one sports segment or two of the day. We're gonna make one last set of predictions. Sure to go wrong. NFL season predictions next. But let's go to Sean. Sean, thanks for calling. You're on the Hoffman Show one last time.
Hey, Craig. First, let me say congratulations to you. Wishing you nothing but the best going
Thank you.
forward. I enjoy your show every day, getting through this rush hour traffic coming home.
Thank you.
So continued success to you. Now, I feel bad for my man Anthony, as I told him on the phone. It's like he's been married twice and now has to have a divorce. Travis, now you. So my suggestion to you going forward, when they bring in the next host for the super producer, you need to get a prenup. So if they leave, they got to take you with you.
Yeah.
You need to move on to greener pastures with them. You follow me? But again, congratulations to you, Craig. Wishing you nothing but the best. And
thank you.
I'm rooting for you, Chad. I'm rooting for you.
Sean, thank you. That's hilarious. Also makes me feel terrible, which I've already felt so terrible about doing this to Anthony. So, Sean, thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and I don't know what to say, man.
That is tough. Hey, look, I like the way Sean thinks. A prenup.
What would that look like? 2, how did Travi drop that on you?
So Trav actually, going all the way behind the curtain, Travis told me initially when he took his first interview with the people up in Boston.
Okay.
This was like late February, and I guess like he was gone literally 1 month later. So he told me he went up there, convo went well, and then I want to say like a week before, he was like, dude, they offered me. And then so it was more so like I knew what his plan was, but like when he found out the news, he told me like in person like the week before. So
yeah, he gave you a little bit more of a heads up.
Yeah,
but he also like once I found out that we were doing this, I knew that we didn't have a runway. Like I didn't think it's appropriate to like get on the air and be like, actually, I'm about to be working for a team and we could be talking about that team. Like I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And so like the runway was short, so we did what we had to do. I would have loved to be able to tell you and kept you in the loop on the process. It's just like the nature of it. Business sucks sometimes, man. Like it just does. But the good news is we're real life friends. And
I would have really wanted to get a montage though, like from everybody at the stage. That's what I would have done. Like had we had more time and I would have been able to like plan it out. I think that's really like a cool send off because you got to work with so many people, so many years. You just said 10 years, like 10 years almost to the
crazy.
Day. So I think that would have been like something I would have loved to do had we not, been on the restriction, because the announcement broke this morning.
Yeah. Yeah. So we didn't really have time for that.
Yeah.
That's okay. I've had enough people say nice things about me today that I really appreciate hearing to fill my cup for quite a while. And that's been really cool. So Anthony's got, I don't know what he has planned. I guess it's not that at 6 o'clock. But I've been told that he wanted some time today. So Anthony will get it. I will also happily advise him on a future prenup for his next host. I don't know what that looks like, but if I can be of help, I promise to you as your friend, I will do that. And other than that, we are going to dive into one last attempt at telling you what's going to happen in the future in the NFL next. And we got some more fun in the final hour, too. We're halfway done. Cannot believe that. Halfway done with the final edition of the Hoffman Show here on the Team 98.
Lowe.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna ask Craig his. Is Nathaniel Lowe
God.
a Washington National?
And I do believe he is a Washington National.
Nathaniel Lowe is a Washington National.
Yeah!
Josh Lowe is his brother who plays for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, Toby, so this is what you want to do, man? You want to give me a hard time? You want to start off wrong?
Jose Ferrer
is not a Washington National.
Is a left-handed reliever for the Washington Nationals.
Oh, my gosh. I'm 0 for 2, Craig.
Is Paul DeYoung a Washington National?
He is not a National.
That's tough because he's probably starting at third base for your Washington Nationals on Thursday.
Gosh.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Oh, I know this. He's a National, baby.
Yeah,
I got
that's
one,
tough
Craig.
because he's pitching for the Dodgers.
Oh, are you serious?
Anthony, I'm going to throw you a bone here. Is Shinisuke Agasawara a part of the Washington Nationals?
What would your guess be?
My guess is no. He's probably a pitcher for the Dodgers at this point.
All right, he's a pitcher for the Dodgers, so no.
He pitches for the Washington Nationals.
They really gave us a show.
That is literally how most of my guessing, my predictions went. Usually Craig was right.
Oh, my God.
And I was wrong.
I did all right in that game. Is that guy Washington National? There's a reason I got hired by the basketball teams and not the baseball teams. It's the Hoffman Show, one final time. This is the second half of the last ever edition of this radio show. If you are just tuning in, surprise. I told you guys yesterday we had a pretty big announcement. The announcement is this is the final show. I am leaving radio and media to go and work in the front office for the Wizards and the Mystics as the Senior Director of Basketball Identity and Integration for Monumental Basketball. So very excited about the new opportunity. Talked about it off the top of the show. Are we still doing a podcast today, Anthony?
I've been podcasting everything.
I mean, that's good. Like, it's still going to exist. People can still go back and listen?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm uploading everything. So yeah.
Okay, excellent. So y'all can still find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to yours. The YouTube live stream, you can rewind on that as well if you want at the Team 980. So if you want to hear more about that, go back to the beginning of the show. However, for one final time, Anthony, let's try to tell the future. What could possibly go wrong? Do you have a list of questions? Or are we freelancing?
I got a couple.
Okay.
I got a lot of screens up. Hold on.
Just signature to the show.
Yeah. Are we going national? Or are we going red Commanders adjacent? Oh my God! Almost.
Wow, you almost. Hold on.
We are the Commanders.
Yeah, that was my bad.
I didn't think I was gonna have to use that one again.
I think a great use.
Also, we have so many things that I was just like, do I try to just get some random?
This time I'm gonna kick that.
Actually, that one. This was you during. Is that guy a Washington National?
This time I'm gonna kick that football clear to the moon.
Don't play the Poodle one.
Oh,
I got that one queued up for later.
Oh, okay. I would say also, if you don't know what this is.
Nice little preview.
Yeah, the Real Things Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony happens later today. I figured we'd do both. Do you want to go local or national first?
I guess we can go local.
All right. Hit me with the final set of predictions for the local football team.
All right. We definitely need your last stance on Terry and when this deal will get done. If you think it will get done before the season starts.
I do think it will get done. I think, and this is based off nothing but vibes. I have no inside information. I just vibes, logic, which has gotten us so far in this contractual standoff. And I do think the John Keim reporting today, I don't feel like John would put something out if he didn't feel like there was progress being made. So I'm gonna say it gets done. I'm gonna say it gets done before the Baltimore joint practice. I don't know that it's gonna get done this weekend before Cincinnati. At this point, I feel like there's no way he's playing against Cincinnati. They still have to activate him off of PUP either way. I feel like it gets done before the Baltimore joint, allows him to play in the joint, then ramp up for the season. He won't play in the final preseason game, but I think it gets done somewhere between 28 and 30. I'm kind of leaning more towards 28 at this point. That's still a nice pay bump for where he is. It's kind of, I think, where the team wants to be more so, obviously, than 30. Maybe it winds up being 30 on paper in the headline, the initial, with some kind of fake year at the end. But I tend to think it's going to come in around 28. Call it what are we, like a week from today?
Yep.
Maybe let's say 6 days from today, after the day after the Bengals.
The
game.
Bengals.
Yeah, the Monday Night Football game.
Okay, I like that.
That's my final Terry prediction.
All right, that's a bet.
I look forward
I will be remiss
seeing him courtside at a Wizards game later this year.
Yeah. I would be remiss if I didn't inquire about.
Hold on, you have to also give predictions.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna be more accountable than I will.
True.
You're not going anywhere.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm in agreement with you. I think it gets done literally after
all these years. You finally learned the way to go is to agree with me.
Yeah.
All right. Better
Pretty
late
much.
than never.
Yeah. Next Tuesday, I expect Terry or Wednesday on the field.
Okay.
In preparation for the last joint practice.
Love that.
Next question.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels. Season predictions, and will he be a candidate for MVP next year?
My prediction is that we'll also see him courtside for a Wizards game. My prediction for Daniels, what did he wind up? 3,600 last year?
Yep, about that.
And how many touchdowns did he throw last year?
I think it was
high teens, low 20s. I'm gonna say 3,800 yards. Wait, 3,700 yards, 24 touchdowns.
Yeah, 25 last year.
Okay, 26 touchdowns. How many picks did he have last year?
9.
9? I'm going to say he has 9 again. And then he had 800 plus rushing yards last year and 7 rushing touchdowns, I think.
Yep.
So I'm going to go 750 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns. Those are my JD5 predictions.
I'm going 4,000 passing yards.
Oh.
I'm going 4,000. He missed the Panthers game.
He did.
So I think he plays in all 17 this year.
And he had the broken ribs that he swore weren't broken ribs last year. So if he can stay healthy, that would be nice. But we'll see. It's the NFL. It's hard.
4,000 passing yards. I'm going to go 28 passing touchdowns.
Ooh.
I'm going to go 8 rushing touchdowns.
Okay.
10 interceptions.
Okay.
And then rushing yards, I'm gonna go about 700
Okay.
rushing yards.
And will he be an MVP candidate? Yes, I know. I'm not gonna say a top 3 finisher. I think
It's
he'll
gonna be
in the
so tough to be
4
up there.
4 to 6 range. 4 to 6 range. That's what I'm rolling with. All right. Hey, what else? We got one more local, then we'll take a break.
All right.
We'll come back. And
Commanders
we'll do,
team
winners and
prediction for the season.
Should have seen that one coming. I think they go. How many games are there now?
17.
17. They go 11-6.
Whoo!
They get a playoff win. Do they go further? I need to think on it for a second. When we get back, we will do. I should have had an answer ready. We'll do division by division predictions, which historically I think I've done all right at. Super Bowl predictions, which I've historically been excellent at on this very silly radio show. And I guess in that, I will answer the Commanders question. So we'll do all that after a quick look at what's trending. And then I have no idea what Anthony's doing to me at 6 o'clock. I just know that this is the last ever edition of the Hoffman Show on the Team 980, the Odyssey app, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn. therapy music. Let's see how this sounds.
Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect.
Linnell, step into our office here at the Hoffman Show Clinic of Football Therapy. What's on your mind, young fella?
Well, I want to start this off by saying my name is Linnell Willingham, and I am a Commander's addict. That's the first step to fixing any problem I have.
I think that's a different office.
Right. I thought you were multi-purpose, though.
I mean, I am, but like only one hat at a time.
We're
We're not in a group, anonymous.
For you to
meeting.
give me the best therapy possible, I thought I'd let you know my pre-existing illnesses.
Okay. I mean, that is something I guess a therapist, a doctor should know, is that there is an addiction that we're working through here. That, again, like I'm more psychologist than psychiatrist. I don't know if they make medication for that. That's not really my department. I can't do the music. I feel like someone's gonna.
This is so real.
It was actually too real.
All right.
To the point that I feel like someone is gonna swerve off the road because it's gonna put them to sleep. We did really have football. We did really have football therapy. That was the thing that we did on this show. This very silly show that has an hour and 10 minutes left in it, in its history. It's the Hoffman Show. One last time here on the Team 980. Announced that today. If that's news to you and you're just tuning in, sorry, surprise. What I can tell you is we don't know the long-term future. I don't think that decision has been made yet on what is going to happen in this time slot. Obviously, things move very quickly with me leaving and heading to Monumental Basketball, where I will have a front office position with the Wizards and the Mystics. What I can tell you, though, is in the meantime, Linnell is here tomorrow and Friday. So Anthony is actually out as well. Part of the reason we want to do the last show today is because I refused to do the last show without that fella right there. And thankfully, the timing all worked out that we could do it. And so Linnell will be with you tomorrow and Friday, and stay tuned to here and other places for whatever happens in the future. Again, I'm not being coy. I have no idea. It's not my job. I got my boss, CK, is I'm sure working hard on it, and eventually there will be someone, and he'll work at whatever he does because he's a pro's pro, and that's that. All right, what I can tell you is what's going to happen in the future in the NFL, because those are superpowers I clearly have, Anthony. Let's make one final set of predictions.
Yes,
you guys, whoever the new show is going to have me on in the middle of the Wizards season. And you're going to be like, by the way, you went 0 for 8 on NFL divisions on your last show. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks for reminding me. All right, let's start in the AFC East, Anthony.
AFC East, I'm going Bills.
I am also going to go the Buffalo Bills. I just think they are distinctly the best team in the division. I do think the Patriots will be better. I do think that the Dolphins are one of the most interesting teams in the league. I think the Jets will be a pain to play. I don't think they're going to be very good. But a defensive first football team with a running quarterback is always difficult to play. So it's not a heinous division. I just think the Bills are an elite team, which is something that we'll return to as we go. So the AFC South. Who's going to win the AFC South, Anthony?
I'm staying loyal to my guys. I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts.
I know. I knew you were going to do that. And as much as I would like to just be a loyal homer on the way out to my guy Zaire, I do think the Texans will win for a third straight year. I think they're in for a bounce back year. That division's so funky, though. God, what a weird division. All right, AFC North, Anthony. AFC North. Who's winning the AFC North?
This is a tough division, but I think I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and the Ravens.
I also think I'm going to go that. I think that there are, I really do wonder about the Chiefs. We'll get to them in a second, but I definitely, I feel really good about the Ravens. I feel really good about the Bills. I do think the Bengals will be better, and I think, the Lou Anarumo thing was really interesting to hear kind of the postmortem of why they fired their longtime defensive coordinator, who everyone acknowledges is a really good defensive coordinator, but he ran a bunch of complicated stuff, and they wanted someone who ran simpler stuff, and so they hired Al Golden, and their hope is simplifying will make the defense better, which sometimes very much works in the NFL. So I'm definitely intrigued by the Bengals, but I do think the Ravens will ultimately win the division. And that leaves the AFC West for the 8,000th straight year. Will it be the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yes, no question.
I'm not going to say no question, but I'm also not going to say no. Yeah, Chiefs. All right, NFC West, Anthony. We now flip it in reverse.
This division is a little funky. But if I was a betting man, I think I would go with the 49ers.
We are almost entirely outside of your one admittedly homer pick on the same page here. I don't know. The Ayuk injury scares me for sure, but they also figured out how to do some stuff without him last year.
Yep.
I think the defense is going to be better. If I knew that there was a magic elixir for Matthew Stafford's back, I'd pick the Rams.
Yeah, for sure.
But the dude practiced once and then he's out again.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they're dead in the water with Garoppolo. But I think I'm also taking the 49ers. That division, there's been years in, the AFC South was like this last year, or the NFC South was as well, where it's like, does anybody want to win this? And sometimes it's because the teams are all bad. See, last year it was NFC South. And sometimes it's because, with all due respect to the Buccaneers, they were actually fine. And sometimes it's like, all these teams are just kind of slightly better than mediocre. And I feel like that's the case. Like, all 4 teams I could see finishing over 500 if they weren't in the same division. The problem is they're all second to third place caliber teams unless the Rams get good Matthew Stafford. And I don't even know if they're going to get any Matthew Stafford. So, screw it. I'm going to take the Rams. Switch it.
Their receiver core is Jimmy G looks solid in the little scrimmage that they had.
That's the thing is I feel like he's good enough and they're with Verse and them. I'll take the Rams. All right, NFC, we'll go south next.
NFC South.
Buccaneers, I think, for going for their 6th straight.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Falcons are going to have something to say. I'm going with the Falcons on this one. I do like the Bucs.
I think I'm just going to go Homer here. Or not Homer. I'm going to go chalk here. I think the Bucs are the best team. My question with them is obviously an offensive coordinator. Can they third different one in 3 straight years? Does Evans hit more of a cliff as he gets into at the age 32 season, I believe, for him? Godwin coming off the injury. But, Igbuka's apparently looked awesome. Jason Light is a heck of a GM.
It's the defense, though, for me.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles does a great job of scheming things up, scheming pressure, but still you got to have guys in the back end.
Oh, if Winfield's healthy, they're a different team. And the numbers last year, because I don't remember what they are at this point in my life, but I do remember at the time knowing them like the back of my hand because they were so stark and looking them up going into the playoff game last year. So if Winfield's there, I think they'll be all right defensively. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. All right, NFC North division. The NFC Norse, to use Chris Berman's old terminology. The Lions going to do it again.
Can you go first? This one's like, I think I want to go with the Lions, but they lose both coordinators.
In my heart, I want to go with the Lions. It just feels like this division's too good for them to win it 3 straight times. So, Zag theory, give me the Packers, I guess. I don't trust the Pack. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, I'm going with the Lions,
Let me root for Dan Campbell and be happy about it.
Going with the Lions.
Dan Campbell, Jared Goff. By the way, Jared Goff, the way, coming out of watching Quarterback on Netflix, love that dude. Rachel actually got one of the Jared Goff, Foundation vintage grit shirts. She's
dope.
just I like that guy. All right, NFC South, North. Wait, we did them. I'm making sure before we get to the NFC East. NFC East. Who you got?
Who won the Eagles won last year?
Eagles won last year.
All right.
It's been 42 years since there's been a repeat champion. It's not actually 42, but I do think it's 20.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, Craig. I think a lot of people are going to hate me for my selection. I'm not going with the repeat Eagles. Well, I'm not going with the Eagles to repeat. I'm going Dallas, though.
What?
I'm going Dallas.
I knew we had to get one bad last pick in.
Dude, they have a third place. This is what Dallas does every other year. They look great. Last year, they sucked. 2 years ago, Dak was the runner-up in the MVP race. This is what Dallas does. So, they have an easier schedule, and we don't repeat in the NFC East. I'm not going to say we're not going to have a good season, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough to the point where we win the division. I think Dallas probably ends up going 13-4.
Nah.
12-5.
I think this thing
even
is
if they go 12-5,
the
we go
Micah
11-6.
George Pickens is there. They're so combustible. I'm out.
George Pickens been looking good.
Yeah, that's what he does until he's ready to punch his own teammate in the head. I'm just.
Who you going with? Are you going with the home team?
I want to.
Don't pick the Eagles.
I'm just a fan now, bro. I'm not an analyst anymore. I'm just a fan. I cannot wait to just be a fan of this Washington team.
My last pick is quietly the Eagles.
Okay. I do like being right. That part of me, I can't let it die before the show's over. Okay. Who's your Super Bowl?
Super Bowl champion, or who's going to be in the Super Bowl?
Who's in it?
I'm going to go the Ravens and the Commanders.
Who would Will Dawkins want me to pick?
Ravens, Commanders, baby. Oh, he would say the Bills.
He would want the Bills. And you know what?
You're going with the Bills?
I do think I think it's one of the two. I'm so torn because I think Baltimore's really good. I also think I just trust Baltimore's defense a little bit more. I'm gonna go Baltimore.
Have you seen Baltimore's defense on paper?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I trust their defense more.
Oh,
that's why I'm going with Baltimore. Like if the Bills, I trust Josh Allen so much. I really enjoy McDermott. Like I think he's a good coach. I think they're about the right stuff. I'm gonna say the Ravens win the Super Bowl over the. Screw it. We're doing a Beltway Bowl. Commanders make a run in the playoffs. Ravens, Commanders.
We got the Ravens winning.
But the Ravens win.
Okay.
I think it's time for Lamar. And then it lights a fire under Jaden that propels him to being a multiple-time Super Bowl champion down the road.
I like the way you think, sir.
All right. That's it. We made our last set of picks. When we get back, I don't know what we're doing. Anthony asked for some time here on the final show. He gets it to do whatever it is that he's got planned next on the Team 980. Facebook.com/@1067 The Fan. It's a joint venture, of course, Take Command between our station, Team 980 here, and 1067 The Fan across the hall. An Odyssey station. I was just giving the whole fancy voice over there to see if Anthony was paying attention. It turns out he is not.
I was. You said an Odyssey station.
Yeah. Who was I talking about?
It's a great question, Craig.
He almost pooted on himself.
I really did.
Too much information. Way too much information. Oh, man.
Craig, you can't hear yourself, can you?
Nope.
You want to know why? Because Anthony Haney is taking over. I'm leading this boat right here, baby. One of the funnier bits on our show has always been what I would do if I was taxed with, leading a segment, leading the show for some, small amount of time. And guys, I'm here to finally address that fear of mine. So, yes, I'm taking over right now. Oh, let me turn down my music. That's what I forgot to do. Let me turn down my music a little bit.
Can people hear me now? Nope, people still can't hear me.
Greg's over there. He just doesn't know what to do. If you guys have not, been listening in, or you're just now joining the radio program, today is Craig's last day. So we're going to allow you guys to get in on the radio show. We have my guy James lined up right now, but the number again is 301-230-0980. And you can share your favorite memory of Craig. You can congratulate him on his new opportunity. But right now, we are giving Craig his flowers, and also Anthony Haney for addressing his fears finally. Craig, you can now come back to the mic. How'd I do?
You did great. I think it's pretty funny that it's my last chance to do a show, and the way you chose to celebrate was not letting me talk. But you did a great job, and I'm proud of you for facing your fears. It would have been nice if you'd faded the music a little faster.
I know.
It made sense because that's kind of your theme song.
Yeah.
But you did a good job, and I'm proud of you.
And look, the effort was there. The execution, need a little bit tweaking, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to bring James up? Should you bring James on the show, or should I?
You can.
Okay, I'm back in charge now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good job, Anthony. James, thanks for calling. You are on the Hoffman Show one final time.
So, as I mentioned last time I called, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And frankly, I had mentioned this before, are my favorite host on the channel. So when I first saw the Instagram post mentioning that today was your last show, I'm not going to lie, I legit started to fight back tears, and I was at work. So I got a little choked up, and so I immediately went straight to Odyssey and listened to the opening segment where I heard the full announcement. And so, like you had mentioned with Anthony, it's kind of a mixed bag of, yes, I realize it's an incredible opportunity and realize how much basketball writ large means to you. So I appreciate the fact that it's an amazing chance, but yeah, it absolutely sucks that you're leaving. And I do think it's kind of funny that, not funny or appropriate, it's a much better word, that you're going to be working for both the Wizards and the Mystics, because one of the things that I've most appreciated about all of your time on the show has been the fact that you have gone out of your way to say, I am here for all of the professional sports, not just the football team, not just the football end, whoever happens to not be sucking besides football, but legit giving respect to all of the teams in the area. Frankly, I think that's a voice that there aren't nearly enough of, there isn't nearly enough representation for in the city in general. So
Hopefully there will be someone else who will be able to pick up that flag after you depart. But there were two quick things I was going to ask. One, I don't know if you recall getting a message from a rando listener who had started to talk to you about sponsoring the "This is what's coming up this weekend"
Oh, yes.
bit.
Yes, I do remember a brief exchange about that. Yes, the weekend preview, which will finish its run, brought to you by nobody.
And so the cupcake guy was me.
Okay.
And
Anthony, I don't know if I even got to tell you about this.
No.
So basically, James messaged me and was like, hey, I think it would be really fun to just like for a week, like I have a thing that we could sponsor the weekend preview. And I was like, I would love to do this. I just don't think I can. Like, I think there has to be like an official contract through the radio station, and it's probably more trouble than it's worth for a week. But James, when I'm going to talk later in my goodbye about the fact that our audience got the show, and there were fewer moments in which I was like, this person gets the show than that. And I'm very glad that you called in. One, you said all those nice things. I really appreciate it. I take them to heart genuinely. And two, that you just shared that so that made it onto the air before we signed off.
So Anthony, just so you know, Craig screwed you out of free cupcakes.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to be a rule follower.
The deal was, it told him, I have a business as like a side hustle. And so part of my thing was, maybe if it's depending on the price, I would be willing to drop cupcakes off as a free thing for both of you, and some sort of monetary thing in addition. And Craig, like, oh, it's an awesome idea, but I need to put you in touch with the marketing people. At that point, I kind of got scared off.
Well, we tried our best.
It will always be my big regrets that I didn't get a chance to pull that off. But the other thing I was going to ask was, and I don't know if you can talk about it on air, but is Take Command going to keep going?
So I did talk about this a little bit earlier, James, but I've got a bunch of people asking again, so I'm glad that you did as well. Take Command will continue to go. It will just continue to go without me. I cannot possibly dedicate the time that it would take to do the show the way that I have. One of the great things, and Logan and I are going to do a goodbye episode, so really I guess my final Odyssey appearance will be Take Command tomorrow. And I will probably say this again there, but with the beauty of Take Command, and part of the reason I enjoyed it so much was it actually helped me a lot with this show. And so like my prep was in many ways the same because I was watching the same film, getting to bounce ideas off Logan, looking up some things that I would say there, but also want to talk about here, yada, yada. And just that amount of time when you're a genuine like front office executive in the NBA, you don't have that kind of time, nor should you probably really be doing a podcast about another team across town. And so Take Command will continue. I now can tell you I know it's not public yet, so I cannot say who will be taking over, both in the short and maybe even in the long term. But at the very least in the short term, the people that will be doing the show with Logan are great. They will be very insightful. They bring a lot of the same analytical type of thoughts that I do. And so I'm very excited to become a listener of Take Command. But the show will very much continue. It just will continue without me.
Then one quick request to pass along to Logan. This is something that I've always thought was an awesome idea.
Let's do it.
And I don't know if it'll work because I don't know if there's enough time this season, but I always thought it would be amazing to get a football 101 session where you and Logan, or Logan and whoever the next host is, basically take an episode and go through, and even if it is one episode where we kind of assume all of our listeners know, go through and break down, these are what all of these football terms mean. Because with the amount of info that you guys always dropped, I loved listening, but I always felt like, wow, this is amazing. I have no idea about half of what they're talking about, but this is amazing. So to have like even if it was just one session where you kind of went through, these are all of the terms for like wide receiver trees. These are what a 12 package is. This is what, kind of going through
a football for dummies just to have it in the bag so that people could reference it and then keep going with the normal depth.
No, I think that we've talked about doing stuff like that, and we probably should have by now. And James, I appreciate that, and I know that there are some things in the works that we were working on that might provide really cool opportunities to do stuff like that. So I will. That is feedback that is being considered by the team. I can tell you that much, and that consideration will continue long after I'm gone. And hopefully it won't have to continue because they'll do it. So, James, thank you for the call. Thanks for being such a loyal listener, and I appreciate it. All right, when we get back, we are going to enshrine. We've talked about, like, the hypothetical Real Things Hall of Fame. What if we actually did a Real Things Hall of Fame? The Real Things Hall of Fame is next. But first, the latest.
No, it's actually your mom.
Oh, you played a trick. I asked you if it was real. You son of a gun. And Mom, that's not. My mother just lied to me on the radio. Hi,
She
Mom.
did. This is my first and I guess my last call ever into the Hoffman Show. Just wishing you good luck in your next career. You've been on the mic for a lot of years and you haven't shut up in 35.
Well, you would know.
And I would know and can't wait to see what you're going to do next. So proud of you.
Thanks, Mom. Wow. That's my mom, everybody. And now I have to do the awkward thing where I hang up on my mom. Bye, Mom. I love
That's
you.
okay.
Bye.
Love you. Have a great show.
Thanks. That's a real thing that happened earlier on this final edition of the Hoffman Show. I realize now, Anthony, what a miss by me. We have caller ID.
Yes.
There's a lot going on, man. A lot of swirling emotions, a lot of stuff. It is the final edition of the Hoffman Show. We are bearing down on our final half hour here on the Team 980. Now you got me all on my feels again. Damn, bro. Good way to get out of him. We have talked long on this show about the Real Things Hall of Fame. And like this soundbite, Real Things Hall of Fame. We probably should have kept a running folder. But we did keep a couple of our favorites. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have time to enshrine a couple of sound bites, and then I would like to mention a couple of other people that get to be enshrined in the Real Things Hall of Fame.
Real things.
We're not going to be sucked this year.
Real people.
5 and 11. Not very good.
Said into real microphones.
You know, the culture is actually damn good.
All right. We got to... This was one of the one... Well, I guess... Let me start here. The founding member of the Real Things Hall of Fame is Kevin Harlan. For those that have listened to the end of the show for years but have never heard the origin story, I essentially started when I was doing nights and weekends. This is a way to end the show as an excuse for the time that Kevin Harlan called the play-by-play on the radio of a streaker, something that, through the great fortune, one of my greatest memories of this very silly radio show is that I got to tell Kevin Harlan that live on the air at Radio Row at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. And so the first official enshrinee into the Real Things Hall of Fame is the one and only Kevin Harlan.
Tonight from Madison Square Garden, the NBA on TNT is brought to you by the new crispy tenders at CarMax. What? The way car buying should be. Can that be? What is that? Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Hold on. Are they serving tenders with cars? Are there tenders in the car?
Because if there is, you're in.
We just had the marriage of two different sponsors, and it was ugly. Who wrote that?
Only you can laugh about it.
Well, that just goes to show you, I literally will read anything they put in front of me without even looking like, holy cow, what does that say?
I mean, yeah. I get it. Sometimes you just read exactly what's in front of you, and you hope to not be Ron Burgundy?
It was Radio Gold, man. Radio Gold.
Yeah. I also just thought of another person that needs to be enshrined, Anthony. And so I'm going off script here. When I think of announcers who belong, there's really a trio, and this one's personal. My good friend Kevin Brown belongs in the Real Things Hall of Fame. And luckily I was able to just do a little searching on the thing, and I hope this works. Ladies and gentlemen, our second enshrinee into the Real Things Real People Said, or in this case sang, into real microphones, is Orioles announcer, my dear friend, Kevin Brown.
Don't tell me you don't know Blink-182.
I'll be honest, never heard of Blink-182.
Are you kidding me?
Sounds like a fighter jet to me.
Let's get out of here. You don't know Blink-182?
I probably know the song.
Yeah. All the Small Things?
Sing it for me. I might recognize
it. Small Things.
Oh, okay, don't sing it anymore.
Tom DeLonge has had a lot of Padres games. Big fan. I Miss You. You don't know that one?
I mean, I might if I could hear the song.
Tom has this like very distinct nasally voice. So he goes, "Where are you?" And I'm so sorry.
Now I recognize
you.
You
do. You
yeah,
got
you
it
sound
now.
just
Thank
like him.
you.
Yeah.
About time. I definitely believe you, 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second Real Things Hall of Famer, Kevin N. Brown. I do know what the N stands for. I will not put Kevin's middle name on blast on the radio. We'll get back to one more close, really a friend of the show to round out. But we cannot possibly have the Real Things Hall of Fame without this guy, whose name I don't know. All I know was there was a day where there was a news story where an F-35 fighter jet went missing. The U.S. military just lost it. And turns out it had crashed somewhere in the general vicinity of this fella.
In the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whistle. I said, what in the world is this? And I heard a boom. Then my whole house shook.
White says he didn't realize it was a plane at the time, so he didn't call anybody.
The first thought came to me, I said, what's a meteorite coming out of space or something? And I said, well, if it's an airplane, it needed to be reported. That thing was flying just too low.
The F-35B airplane wreckage created an extensive debris field.
And thus, on the soundbite board, got its rightful place in history.
Yes, sir.
Last but not least, of the official first class of Hall of Fame enshrinees, we have the Eagles, Noah and Ian. And we could have picked many sound bites from Ian. However, we chose one of the younger Eagle because it covers both of them. Ladies and gentlemen, our final members of the first, and because the show is ending in 30 minutes, only class of Real Things Hall of Famers, Noah and Ian Eagle.
I would get home and it would be, clean your room. And I would say, not today. And he would say, breakfast denied. And I'd say, I want some eggs. And then he would say, broken ankles and yolks. And I would say, I'm not hungry. And then I'd get grounded. That's usually how it would go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Noah and Ian Eagle. When we get back, real things we said into microphones, and then I'll try not to cry as we say goodbye to the Hoffman Show. Oh, man, it's final half hour. There ain't no way I'm not going to cry by the end of the show. It's the Hoffman Show, Team 980, streaming live on the Odyssey app, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn. If you missed any part of today, you can check it out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts, as this is our final show. This is it. This is the last half hour of Anthony and I working together between 4 and 7. If you missed the announcement off the top of the show, I am leaving to join Monumental Basketball. I will have a front office position with the Wizards and the Mystics. You will definitely be hearing from me as a representative of the front offices of those two teams. Not anytime soon, probably. I don't know anything yet. It's hard to... hey, go out. Can we have you on the show tomorrow? Why? I know the same amount that I know today. Plus, I don't start over there till Monday. But you will definitely be seeing me and hearing me here over on The Fan, on local TV stations, on obviously quite a bit on Monumental Sports Network, and basketball podcasts, Wizards podcasts, Mystics podcasts, et cetera, et cetera. So looking forward to getting started over there. But this is the end here. I will say a big, long goodbye and try to make it still entertaining and meaningful and not just a laundry list of a bad acceptance speech coming up in like 10 minutes. But Anthony, this is the segment I'm calling Real Things Craig and Anthony Said into Real Microphones. Like when you think about the show, what are your favorite memories, moments, things that we did that you'll be like, remember that time when?
I will say one of my favorite hour openers is when you asked whether or not I was an amphibian, and you stumped me.
Yeah. We'll play. This was during a Real Thing segment, and I don't laugh harder than when Anthony decides this is how we're going to open an hour. I laugh out loud, full on, like crying tears every single time. And this is where that came from. I love that. You're right in the middle there.
Left people are ambidextrous for real. All left people are ambidextrous. It's a real thing.
I saw that get retweeted in my timeline by someone who is left-handed. And he's like, yeah, I write left-handed, but I play sports right-handed. LeBron James is like that.
I was about to say LeBron James. My favorite player is that way.
LeBron James is left-handed, but is the best player maybe ever right-handed.
Possibly.
I mean, it's which is funny because like there's been times when like his jump shot has really struggled where he's like, maybe I should just shoot left-handed. People are like, why would you do that? It's like, because I'm left-handed. Like, oh.
I think you cheat the game when you're ambidextrous.
Are you ambidextrous?
I'm not. I'm far from it.
Are you amphibious?
Does that mean I'm no, of what? Hold on. I know what an amphibian is. I'm not an animal.
No, you're not. You're not. But and no, we exist on the ground. But I can swim, so that's good. I can exist for short periods of time in the water. That's amphibians are the ones that can do land or water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, being amphibious doesn't necessarily make you an amphibian.
So are we amphibious?
Can you swim?
I can.
Then I guess to an extent we are amphibious.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad after all these years we've gotten that resolved.
Finally.
I think my favorite moments with you specifically, which are my favorite moments of this show, are the moments that you just have a 180-degree swing. That you're like, yeah, we're rolling. Wait, what? Now we're over here? We're talking about left-handedness and ambidextrousness, and now am I a frog? And like your brain almost doesn't keep up in the moment, and it takes you a second to recycle. And there's a look that you get where you hard reset. But the only thing that's better than that is the slow realization that something bad is happening. And we weren't necessarily able to find. There was one example in particular where during Competition Wednesday last season, you thought you had me. And I just remember, like, full on about to pee myself laughing as I set you up, but I could, like, sometimes when you, like, the way I would describe it is if you're playing pickup basketball and you're going to set a screen on someone, and it's like you're doing like the, hey, they're picking up full court, I'm going to set a screen thing, but it's a pickup game, so you don't want to kill them. Like, you're not playing in the league. You want to just be in the way. And you're like, oh God, they're about to run full, like this is about to be a real collision. Like, I've done too much. I am in too deep and I can't get out. And like, that's how I felt setting you up just to rip from you victory, where it looked like you had, after weeks in a row, finally defeated me, like 6 weeks in a row. And you thought you had it. And I can't remember whether like you went 3-0, but then I went 3-0 and won the tiebreaker. I think it might have been like the Cowboys blowing a game late to the Bengals.
Yep.
Or maybe we were both 0-3 and I had no business winning. And then somehow, I don't remember the details. I just remember walking you up to the line, reeling you in, and then just boom. And the laughter. And that's the thing about it, right? Like, that almost sounded mean. What my favorite thing was torturing Anthony. No, my favorite thing is like the laughter and the joy and the ability to have fun at each other's expense, but like with the acknowledgement that like we're both in on the joke. And those memories are the absolute best.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss those, man. But I think the moment you're talking about, I definitely was just. Those are the moments where I'm like super like confident. I'm overconfident to an extent, and then my parade gets rained on, or the air goes out of my balloon. It's just like I love laughing at myself because sometimes I do, build myself up only to like let myself down. And then looking back is just so funny, and I love being able to look back.
Those memories are the best, and the other thing is obviously like the callers, and I'll talk a little bit more about this next. But we have one other actual addition we need to put in the Real Things Hall of Fame, Anthony. And this was a call, like, not the idea of Real Things was that it was something from outside the show that we brought in, but there was one caller in particular, and I've just, it's out of order, so I apologize, but like, we can't possibly leave without one more time hearing from Shane from Oxon Hill.
The guy had 11 touchdowns over the past 2 years. Terry McLaurin has 9. Olamide Zacchaeus had 10 catches last year. Diami Brown had 100 yards last year. Are we a better team without Jahan Dotson? No, we're not. So stop all the baloney, man. We traded Montez Sweat, and now we have Cleveland Ferrell, who had 2 sacks, and Dante Fowler, who had 2 sacks. We have Austin Eckler, who is 30 years old. Like, come on, bro. Kendall Fuller is in Miami. Curtis Samuel is in Buffalo. Cam Curl is in with the Rams. And we have a guy, Adam Peters, who's bringing in bums. And everybody's like, oh, just because we're bringing in new faces mean we're better.
I promised I would play it one more time.
It's the bum for me.
Yeah. Technically, Shane's the last caller ever to be heard on the show.
Technically.
Shane, may his call now officially rest in peace. When we get back, damn, I just keep staring at the clock at this point. When we come back, we say goodbye. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone of all ages, this is it. This is our final segment together, Anthony.
It is indeed, man. So sad.
It is. It is. Damn, I'm not even going to make it to the scripted part. It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. Really? I thought I knew where I was going to cry.
Oh, come
I
on.
thought
Look, you got it, man. You got it. Just smile, man. Just smile. It's a great moment, dude.
It is.
It's a great moment. Like, I know it's heavy on your heart, but at the same token, like, we did three years together, dog. 3 years together. And, again, like, this is another step in the right direction for you. So, again, like, be proud of, like, everything you've done here, everything you've accomplished. I'm sad to see you go, dude. I'm sad to see you go. You're not going to get me, though, Craig. Just smile. I promise you, smile.
You're
smile.
toast. You're
It makes
toast
it
in a
easier.
second.
It makes it easier.
The problem, man, is that I am proud.
Where you go?
Like, that's the hard part. Oh, man. Woo, buddy. I'll try to read. This is why I write stuff beforehand, because otherwise I don't even have a shot. How do you wrap up something that's been your professional life? Something your name is on. Something that while it only took up 3 hours of my day to execute, occupied my mind basically all the time. In some ways, the answer is simple. With gratitude. Oh, God. What I refuse to do, apparently, is be able to keep it together, at least to the part where I get to name the people who I thought were going to make me cry. What I also refuse to do is a laundry list. Thank you of people. Like, this is some award acceptance speech, so forgive me for quickly shouting out a few people who deserve it. And then I want to try to do justice to the real people who made the show happen. And that's the part where I thought I was going to cry, not at the start of the segment. We were really lucky on this show to have a few guests that gave an absolute ton of time to the show. In case you've ever wondered how this radio thing works, the guests that we have on, even the regular ones, don't get paid. So to Michael Phillips, Mitch Tischler, Clinton Yates, Dave Johnson, and Dan Pizzuta, who all came on with regularity on their own time because they enjoyed doing it, thank you. I wish we could pay you. And if suddenly I'm really rich one day, I will pay you. I'd also be remiss if I didn't shout out my good friend Don Van Natta. I was absolutely thrilled that we had the opportunity to have Don on one final time yesterday, which was a pure sheer coincidence. And he did not know it was the final time until after we were done recording. I told him after, and he's like, wait a second, what? Don is a real capital J journalist, an absolute legend of our business, a tremendous friend, and the goal of what we should all try to be as professionals and as people. And the fact that he came on our show regularly to talk about the Dan Snyder story is the absolute highest compliment I can think of to what we wanted to do when the moment demanded it. We often were very silly on this show, but we always tried to meet the moment when major stories demanded our attention, and Don helped us do that. We told the story of how this show started in many ways earlier with Clinton, but there's one man who gets credit for saving my career, and that is Chris Keinert. As many of you know who are long time listeners, my first stint with what was then ESPN 980 came to an unceremonious end, thanks to some of the worst people in recent DC sports history whose names you can find in documents like the Wilkinson Report. Thankfully, it lasted long enough that it caught CK's eye and ears. The head man here at Odyssey DC, which was then CBS Radio, brought me on part-time, then full-time, and then back again when there was a show opening here on the Team 980. Chris is a model boss. He listens, he cares, he's damn good at what he does. But the thing that always struck me is the way that he takes time and makes time for people. He has a lot of responsibilities, and those have only grown over the years. But no matter how many shows or stations he managed, he always made time if I needed him. He managed without micromanaging. He held us accountable without being overbearing or unreasonable. He heard me out even when we didn't agree. the older I've gotten and the more experience I've gotten in the world, the more I've appreciated him. CK, thank you for everything. Now you. When I knew I was getting this show, I made a very cognizant choice. And that is that I want Anthony Haney as my producer. We didn't know each other that well yet. We had worked together a few times when I'd filled in for Travis. But what I knew is that your energy was and remains infectious. Your personality is the perfect compliment for me as a host and a colleague. I know you have bad days, but I think it might have been 2 years before I knew that. You just simply never let anything in your life infect what we do and the joy you bring to it. You're far better at that than me. And there are days that it legitimately saved the show. Your mere presence puts a smile on my face, man. And there is absolutely nothing I will miss more about this experience than working with you every day. The energy you bring is the obvious part, but I truly don't know how anyone could understand what you mean to this show, which is a testament to the work that you do as a producer. The easiest way to explain it is I don't even realize how much I rely on you until you're gone. We have very talented and extremely hardworking people that fill in for you, but the way you prepare everything we need, whether it be the hour openers and the other production or the sound bites we use, especially like the pick six during football season, there are days that it was 5:59 and I realized like, oh crap, the pick six is next. And I had looked ahead at some of the press conferences and all that kind of stuff, but I hadn't organized the thoughts in the way that I probably should have as a host. And I could open the rundown and there they'd be. And it's stuff like that, how you roll with the punches, how you anticipated what I would need. And sometimes, like, be a bit of a wild horse. I would take a left turn and you just roll with it. And it was just irreplaceable. And I also know that I'm not always easy. I've held us to a really high standard. I push for things to be done a particular way, but I do that because I think it's worth it. And you didn't balk at that once, not a single time. You never complained of like, oh, I can't believe he's making me do this or asking me to do this. We did it the right way. We didn't take shortcuts. And I'm really freaking proud of the fact that my name was on this show. And without your work, I don't know that that's true. And in many ways, your name could have and should have been on this show too. And yet, none of that, oh yeah, there's more. None of that speaks to the friendship that we've formed. We've gotten to know each other's families. We've spent real time together. We've been through some things. We've grown. Simply put, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you know this, and I hope everyone else does too. To my wife, Rachel, a.k.a. the other producer of this show, the Hoffman Show Life Edition, some of the best ideas we've had on this show are yours. And the rest of them were probably inspired by you in some way. You're the most thoughtful, creative, and just downright brilliant person I've ever met. You shaped the way I see the world in ways that made this show better, make me better, and hopefully have trickled down from there. If everyone put the thought into the world that you did, had the moral clarity that you do, had the ability to truly cut to the core of an issue and understand whether it be a serious issue or a completely trivial one, just that skill alone to separate the essential from the frivolous, the world would be a better place. That's just what you've done for me in terms of what comes out of my mouth on this show. Your support is everything. Your love is felt. When we made our wedding vows, something that happened less than 2 months after this show started, I told you you're the best teammate I could have ever asked for. That is still true. Even though I said all those nice things about Anthony, he is really good, but I think he'll happily take a back seat on that title to you. Last but not least, to all of you, to the audience, you wild, wacky, but also incredibly smart, incredibly kind, often thoughtful, rarely dull group of listeners, some of whom have not only been listening to me since the start of this show, but since my days on ESPN 980 the first time around, or on 106.7 Fan in my roles there. Thank you. Dan Le Batard has a bit about listeners who don't get the show. He hits them with a giant gong if they don't get it. Thankfully, we didn't need the gong. Y'all got the show. Whatever this is that we've done, y'all got it. Sometimes it was smart. Sometimes it was impossibly stupid. I enjoyed them both thoroughly. We navigated a lot together. taking over in a summer focused on subpoenas and congressional reports isn't something many sports talk hosts will ever do. For all I know, I'll be the only one in 100 years to do it. But it allowed us to talk as adults, for you as an audience to see what was important to me beyond what you already knew, which is that I really loved just to talk ball. We'll do the important stuff, but there was nothing more fun than last season when we just got to put all that behind us, except for the occasional. Can you believe that we're here, considering we were just there? Talking about winning in some ways is harder than losing in sports talk radio. It's easy to speculate what went wrong, but something I'm really proud of and will genuinely miss is that I think we did a great show when things went right. The calls we got last football season were the on-air highlight of this show. Sharing our vibe checks, where I got to hear so many of the tales of joy so many of you were sharing with multiple generations of your families or your longest, closest friends. Capturing those moments that make sports great. And that ever-present sprinkle of, hey, Craig, how are they actually doing this? And the trust that I was someone worth asking means more than I can possibly express. Which leads us to the end. I'm now charged with being a part of the group that brings that same joy we had with the Commanders to the Wizards and the Mystics. I realize that in many ways, considering how I built my media career in this city as a football host first, and how much time I've spent thinking about and talking about the Commanders, that it feels like I'm jumping off a rocket ship right as it's about to launch. I hope you know I'm doing that because I've been invited to try and help build one. My role in that build certainly won't be as significant as Will Dawkins, Michael Winger, Jamila Weideman. Nevertheless, our amazing group of scouts and other front office folks, our coaches, our players at Monumental Basketball. But I do get to be a part of it. And we know that that build is ultimately responsible to all of you. On this show, I've been saying I believe in the project that Monumental is building because I meant it. Getting asked to join it isn't a dream come true because I never considered it a possibility. But it was, and it's one that's too good to pass up. I'm beyond excited, and part of that excitement is that I know I'll still get to interact with so many of you. So now I step away and join you in true fandom of what the Commanders are building. They've set a high standard and are doing it the right way. I couldn't be pulling for them any harder, and I hope that we at Monumental follow in their footsteps. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for calling. Thanks for everything. I've had a hell of a time. I hope that you have too. For Anthony Haney, I'm Craig Hoffman, and this has been The Hoffman Show on the Team 980.